for the final time at $1 million. Selling now. Sold!
In 2021, a single gold coin sold at auction for $18.9 million. Its face value, stamped right into the metal, is $20. The United States government spent nearly 70 years trying to destroy every single one of these coins. They almost succeeded. This is the story of the coin that technically isn't supposed to exist. In 1933, the U.S. Mint struck 445,000 of these gold coins, known as double eagles, each worth $20, designed decades earlier by the legendary sculptor Augustus St. Gaudens. But that same year, President Franklin Roosevelt pulled the country off the gold standard, trying to fight the Great Depression. Overnight, private citizens were ordered to turn in their gold, and every single one of these brand new coins was ordered destroyed before a single one was ever legally released into circulation. Almost everyone was melted down. Almost. A small number vanished before the melting happened. Nobody official knew exactly how many or exactly where they went. For years, the U.S. Secret Service treated this like an open case that refused to close, hunting down leads, chasing rumors, occasionally recovering a coin, and immediately destroying it the moment they got their hands on one. In 1944, investigators traced several missing coins back to a Philadelphia jeweler named Israel Swit, who was suspected of somehow acquiring them straight from the mint before they were destroyed, though he was never formally charged. That same year, one of these coins had already made its way into the hands of King Farouk of Egypt, one of the most obsessive coin collectors in the world, who legally obtained an export license before American officials fully understood what was happening. When the U.S. government realized its mistake, they asked Egypt to return the coin. Egypt agreed, and then in the chaos following Farouk's own overthrow a few years later, the coin simply vanished from official records completely. It resurfaced decades later, in 1996, when a British coin dealer named Stephen Fenton attempted to sell it in New York, directly to undercover Secret Service agents. He was arrested on the spot. What followed was a legal battle stretching across 5 years, ending in an almost unheard-of compromise. The government and Fenton agreed to officially monetize this single coin, making it the only 1933 double eagle any private citizen could ever legally own. In 2002, it sold at auction for $7.59 million. Then, in 2003, the story took another sharp turn. A woman named Joan Langboard opened a safety deposit box that had belonged to her father, the very same Philadelphia jeweler investigators had suspected decades earlier. Inside, she found 10 more 1933 double eagles. She sent them to the Mint for authentication, expecting, at minimum, some kind of resolution. Instead, the government kept every single one, arguing they'd been stolen from the Mint 7 decades earlier. The Langboard family sued to get them back. After years in federal court, they lost. So legally right now, there is exactly one 1933 double eagle on Earth that anyone is allowed to privately own: the Farouk Fenton coin. Every other surviving example, including the 10 the Langboard family found and lost, legally belongs to the United States government, sitting in federal vaults, off limits to the public forever. And that one legal coin didn't stay quiet for long. In 2021, its owner, fashion designer Stuart Weitzman, who'd purchased it back in 2002, put it up for auction again at Sotheby's. Pre-sale estimates predicted somewhere between $10 and $15 million. It
I have
sold
1
for
million clean on my right. Yes, bid
$18.9
1 million
million.
one. At 1 million
At the time, it
fair
became the
warning.
single most
Sold
expensive
for 1
coin
million
ever sold at auction in history. A coin with a legal face value of $20, the exact number stamped directly onto its surface, sold for nearly 1 million times that amount. What makes this story stick with people isn't really the money. It's the strange legal status of the object itself. 10 of these coins sit today in a government vault, fully authenticated as genuine, historically significant, worth millions each. And the family that found them walked away with nothing because the law decided ownership mattered more than possession. Meanwhile, one nearly identical coin, through a series of accidents, an Egyptian king, an undercover sting, and an unusual legal settlement, became the single most valuable coin most people will ever see photographed. Same design, same year, same mint, wildly different fate, decided entirely by a 5-year legal argument over a technicality. It's a strange reminder that value isn't just about rarity or beauty. Sometimes it's decided entirely by which side of a courtroom an object happens to end up on. So somewhere in a federal vault right now sit 10 gold coins worth millions of dollars each that the government will never sell, never display publicly, and never allow anyone to legally own. Not because they're fake, not because they're dangerous, just because of where they happen to be found. If you want more true stories this strange, subscribe. Because history is a lot weirder than anyone gives it credit for, and we're just getting started.